Uh, all right, everybody. Yes, it's Friday Night Fun Fest. It is Friday night, and of course, it's a holiday weekend. 4th of July popping up very, very quickly around the corner, of course. Hopefully, everybody's got themselves a fun weekend in store or fireworks. And don't blow your fingers off, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Paul, that's right, Hudson. That is what you should call me every time I'm on here. Uncle Paul. Say uncle. Oh, what's this? Hey, Mike. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're vacay. Did you go on your vacay yet, Mike? Did you go do it over in Connecticut? I can't remember. I always keep. Yeah, what is it? What? 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 You're watching The Detectives. What? She's filing her nails as they're dragging the lake. Go somewhere. Excellent. Jeez, that's you know what? That's kind of awesome, to tell you the honest truth there. I'm glad you had a great time. You believe it or not, I mean, I've got vacations in my head. I'm always taking a vacation in my head. Yeah, that's right. That's Elvis Costello. Very good. I was wondering if anybody was going to get that. Well, look, you know what? It is what it is. We're out to have fun. That is what we're doing. Hey, Jeff, how are you? And Greg, how are you? And hey, oh, that's right. I went to buy. Oh, yeah, I know. No personal checks. I wonder if Sven was behind that. You know, I am disappointed that I have to miss the She-Werewolf tomorrow with June Lockhart. 96. She's still alive from Lost in Space. I'm telling you. I'm glad she's around still. 6 different record stores in 3 states. My God. Did you pick up anything good? Well, like name me one of the best thing out of the vinyl from the trip. Yeah, just throw it out there for me. Hey, Sam, how are you? And Greg, bro, right? So, of course, always powered by coffee each and every time. And not sponsored by I'm a fat ass. I am. I gotta go on a diet. Toaster Strew. She was like, that's right. She was on Lassie. I know. I forgot almost about Lassie. I'm so used to Lost in Space, but Lassie is like, yeah, it's like in the well. Yeah, right. Timmy made up an excuse for a kid being in the well so Timmy could go smoke his dope with Lassie. That's what it really was. That's what you didn't see. That's right. P.U. Pinchloaf. They are working on a new album. It's called Fecal Matters, ladies and gentlemen. It is supposed to be out by spring of 2022. This 4th. Going to stay in with my pet. Yeah, see, you know what? And that's nice. Jeff, what classic movie are you going to do, Jeff? Why don't you tell me? Yes, here's the Love Fest, guys. And you know what? I'm sorry that I'm a little bit behind. Part of it, believe it or not, had to do with there was a minor car crash as I was coming home. Thank God I wasn't involved. It already happened already, but you know how that is. Traffic went down to a standstill. I went on a diet, but Slim Fast doesn't go. Ugh, oh, God, no. Oh, dear God. Okay, good. I know a handful of people that are looking for that one. I need to look on the tracking lists on that one. The one thing, let's see, what was it? The last box set, and unfortunately it's July now. What was it? All the month of October, You Discover had all their box sets at 25% off. I think the Who Sell Out was what I wanted to get. You heard the album was Shifty. Okay, so before I get any further, let me throw a couple things out here before I take a bite out of my toaster strudel. My toaster strudel. This ain't no Heine record. See where I went there? Gotta love Rach. Gotta love Rach for putting a shout on it. All right, so I got new subs since the last time I was on here. Robert's on My Turntable, Low Budget Vinyl Channel, All the World's a Stage, and Kathy Biddix. Thank you all for subbing to Psycho's Platters, and hopefully you guys are going off and enjoying yourselves on this live stream because we're all out here to have a good time, right? Right. Tim, you know what? I had a good day at work. I've had nice communication with my sweetie. Yes, things are looking better. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. Let's see. I was looking for a particular album, and it took until the fifth store before I could find it. Creedence's first album. I don't know. I've got some Creedence, but I don't remember which ones I've got. Okay, anybody that's out there for Facebook, go on Creedence Clearwater's website on Facebook. If I remember correctly, they are doing a contest. This is it's only going to be to July 9th. They're taking the entries. You could win the whole entire shebang bang from Creedence. Seriously, a lot of mono mixes, a lot of different things. It could be awesome. That's right. All the world's a stooge. Yeah. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Love the Stooges, my God. Hello, Vinyl Kicks. How are you? Yes, I'm telling you. So, okay, let me show you a couple things. I'll put up a link in a minute or two here. I appreciate your patience. Yeah, great band indeed, except for that last damn album from 72. I'm trying to remember here. Oh, God. Mardi Gras. Don't get me started about Mardi Gras. There is only one good song on there, and that's Sweet Hitchhiker, which Fogerty, I'm told, had that in the can before that album came out. Everybody else wanted a democracy. They wanted to go off and write their own songs. Yeah. That kind of ought to prove the point to you that, Fogerty was way overworked in that band. The rest of them just couldn't do it. Right. That's right. After Tom left, I still don't really even know what happened. Maybe it was sibling rivalry. I have no clue. But unless I'm wrong on this, and I'm not trying to kick dirt on a man that's been dead for, I think he died in 90, if I remember correctly, Tom did. Him and John didn't even make up before Tom died. And I'm just like, that's just awful no matter what. All right, so let me show you a couple CDs that I picked up just recently. Some of you guys maybe have seen this in a stream I showed really quickly here. But this one here is Styx from 2007. This is after Dennis, of course, wasn't there anymore. One with Everything and the Contemporary Youth Orchestra. This is a promo copy, okay, of this. Got the punch hole in it. You're looking, of course, at JY, James Young, Tommy Shaw, Chuck Panazzo, of course, from the classic Styx lineup, along with Todd Zuckerman, who was there since '96, and Lawrence Gowan, who came on board, if I remember correctly, late '99, early 2000. This CD, I don't know. I just found it. It was like $5 or something like that. But the point is, it only sold 50,000 copies when it came out. It was, I'm led to believe, the lowest selling Styx CD when it was released. It never charted. Never charted. And speaking of Styx, was that I should be getting sometime next week. Oh, boy. See, you're right about that, Jeff, but if I remember correctly, the lawsuits are over with that. I'm not quite sure how it all went down, okay, but I am led to believe some kind of peace treaty happened. The Creedence Clearwater Revisited moniker has been retired, all right? I know when John... After Saul died from Fantasy, the own Fantasy, I think it was Saul's kids or whoever bought the label from Saul. They tried to right the wrong for John. So now John gets some royalties or part of the publishing or something, and that's nice. Okay, it's just sad that it took decades for him to get part of the fruits of his labor, right? But yeah, supposedly things are smoothed over. I kind of really wish that those three would get together again, even for a song, but I don't think that's going to happen. There is way too much water under the bridge in that. Yeah, no. Oh God, yeah. I wonder if it just would have been cheaper for you to mail them. I don't know, but yeah. I've got Fogerty's autobiography too, signed from courtesy of Barnes and Noble. Very dysfunctional band, very dysfunctional. In fact, as you remember reading, Tim, um, part of the start of everything had to do with the laziness of one of the members. He didn't go and take the contract to his dad, who was a lawyer. And the member, as a youngin, said, "Yeah, he said it was okay." In other words, the lawyer dad didn't see it, and that's what the start of the fuckery was. So yeah, I love Creedence. I wish they would, and I like Fogerty's solo work too. I've got the Blue Ridge Rangers. I've got Centerfield. I don't have Eye of the Zombie. I don't have that one. That one seems to be half tough on vinyl to get. I mean, I know they re-released it along with Blue Moon Swamp. I almost got Blue Moon Swamp. Yeah, I guess I can understand about the Tennessee Weather. And then, of course, that I am the number one Monkees fan. I know a lot of people would fight me on that title. But also, though, finding this out-of-print CD from Varice Sandblade, Varici, I don't know, damn it. Somebody took me to task on this. I can never get it right. I'll just say, hey, it's the V label. The concert in Japan, July 1976. Here's the front. Here's the back on all of this. If I remember correctly, this is the same album that I want to say Capitol in Japan put out live in Japan in 1977. I hope I got that right. If you've never heard the Dolenz, Jones, Boyce and Hart album from 76 on Capitol Records, I behoove you to go find that album. There is some really neat pop stuff on there, okay? It should have at least been a semi-hit, okay? I don't think it wasn't in the Monkey stratosphere, but I mean, it should have done at least semi-respectable numbers. And then you know what? They have Keith Allison. Keith Allison is in there from Paul Revere and the Raiders. And if I remember correctly, I think Jerry Yester, that was in Love and Spoonful, they provide backing stuff for them too, which I think is really, really nice. Yes, behoove. Behoove. I'm ignorant on this. I did not know there was a Fogerty EP coming out. Is it an EP of I know his kids play with him now? Is it a family band thing, or is this like unreleased stuff, Tim, or what? I have no clue. Okay, so I want to show you, because I didn't get a chance to show this. I went to the comedy club last Sunday with my bestie Donna Jo Cat Lady. She's awesome. And so me and her, we went to the comedy club to see Rob Schneider. You know what? Go see this man. He was hilarious. It was him and two comedians before him. He's actually spending 9 days here. 9 days in Northwest Arkansas, and actually he's not too far away from me. He's like a few minute drive here is the hotel. I found that out. And I know people are like stalking much. No, it's just I figured it out based on a few clues what hotel that they all stay at. Yeah, I did stand up a couple oh, all right. I'll have to look at that, Tim. Thanks for pointing that out. I like the Blue Rangers one. I think that's a neat album, actually. What I really wish they would put out is the unreleased 76 Hoodoo. I would like to see that, but I guess we have to wait till John dies for that, right? I don't know. That's what I heard. They only had that single that came out. You Got the Magic, I think it's called, or something like that, which I like that song. So I tried, to meet Rob afterwards, but I know the owner of the comedy club. Okay, he ends up coming to my store, and so he's been coming to my store for a couple of years now. And every time he sees me there, he's like, "Hey," and we end up do for a little bit. So it was packed to the gills, about 150 people. That's about what the heck would be going on that. Oh, Lewis Black. Okay, yeah, yeah. He was supposed to come down here too. Actually, I don't know if that's going to happen though. Him and Jim Gaffigan are going to be playing here in the area too. So I ended up going to my buddy Dave, and I said, "Hey," I said, "How are you doing?" And he goes, "How'd you enjoy the show?" He always asks us that, and I'm like, "Great." And I showed my DVD covers. And I go, is there and he says, let me have them. And so I gave mine and Donna gave hers. And I said, is there a chance to get a pick? And I didn't even finish. He goes, he's not doing that for anybody. I said, okay, I respect that. So he goes, knocks on the door. We're waiting by security, big burly guy too. And a few minutes later, he comes out. And I know you're probably not going to be able to see this very well, but he signed my copy of Grown Ups on DVD. He was signing one per person. And that's fine. So I've got a Rob Schneider autograph, and then next week, so a week, 2 weeks, something like that, will be Christopher Titus. He'll be the next one that I'm going after. That didn't sound right, but I really like his Fox TV show that he had from 2000 to 2002. Go take a look for that, because all those episodes are on YouTube, and some of his comedy specials too. So Chris Titus will be in 2 weeks, and in about 6 weeks will be John Lovitz. So they also get this. They announced this here. They haven't mentioned the date yet, but Gilbert Gottfried's coming. Gilbert Gottfried is coming to the comedy club, and we both were like, we want tickets. So whenever those come to be released, then hopefully we will get some Gilbert Gottfried tickets. I know that. Let's see. And the Christopher Titus thing. I'm taking my son John. He has never been to a comedy club, so this will be really fun. Yeah, that's right, Mike. And then let's see. Carlos Mencia is coming in September. And we might get tickets for that too if I can afford them. And then Tim Meadows is coming in October from SNL. And in case you're wondering who Tim Meadows is, hang on a second. Oh, here's the other John Lovitz, Rat Race. I picked up Rat Race. That'll be another one. And then Tim Meadows was, of course, the ladies' man. That's right. Do you remember So, yeah. So really good year so far. That's like been my concerts, man. That's been my concerts, has been the comedy clubs, okay? Because I know I said this in another stream, but let me tell you something. And, and then maybe you guys can mention something in the comments too, if you like. I already got a concert disappointment. It happened a couple days ago, okay? And it's nobody's fault. It's just, I guess I'm a little mad at the COVID nonsense. Okay, I really, really am. Mike, I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time, and I'm going to have to rewatch it, which is what I'm planning on doing. But, Anna Clement, well, whatever. I think they were trying to be It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World in a 2000 version, and it didn't work so well. So the thing is that, damn it, I lost my train of thought. It went in the other direction. Oh well. So that's the thing though. So a couple days ago, okay, and now it's news now all around the music world. But Frank Marino, as in Frank Marino of Mahogany Rush, had to suddenly retire from the road. He is done after over 50 years. 50 years of concerts. The thing is, and like I said, I know this isn't his fault, but I'm a little upset in general. And yes, the COVID was part of the nonsense to this shit. He was supposed to appear in October 2019 locally. Okay. There was a health problem for him, pushed to April 2020 for the gig, right? The nonsense hits. That gets rescheduled to October 2020. All right. October 2020 comes, nobody's still doing this shit, gets put to early October 2021. Well, like I said, this was announced June 20th, June 9th, June 30th, that he has now had to retire from the road. And then he also said, because of a severe medical condition that he has not disclosed, he also said chances are he will not be able to do studio work anymore either. And I'm like, holy crap. So whatever it is must be extremely serious. And we still say prayers to Frank Marino, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of you people probably know who that is. Of course, he's a Canadian-Italian guitarist who those first couple albums, don't listen to the Hendrix bullshit stories, that. And he said he did not come up with that. That was either his manager or somebody else. He says he never said that. And so those first couple albums on 20th Century Records, they're kick-ass. It's a power trio. It is Hendrix and blues based. All right. I think you guys will dig them. In fact, I'm pretty much enjoy all the 70s output on 20th Century and Columbia Records. I think they're awesome. I agree with you, Ivor. I do. Tim, let's see here. I was supposed to see. Oh, no. Oh, that would have been a great show. I love Nick Lowe, and I do know who Lost Straitjackets are. Torn Down. Holy shit, that's horrible. Yeah, don't get me started about that. I brought that up in the last stream, but my sons have come through for me on this. They both have Disney Plus, and so I will be able to see said Get Back, but coffee table. All right, I know. I have way talked a lot. It's time. Who, ladies and gentlemen, let's see here. So Frank Marino. That took that out of the picture, which leaves me with. Well, see, that's the thing, though, Mike. I have heard that it is going to go to a DVD Blu-ray, but it will not be till spring of 2022. That is I want to say, I don't know if that was in the Vanity Fair article, but I could have sworn I remember reading that somewhere. So, yes, I will concur about that. Oh, look, I haven't had you in a while, my friend. Good to see you, of course.
How are you?
Thank you for coming on. So, Jeff, how's your world been?
What's that?
How's your world been?
Oh, not bad. Just hanging in there. Really nothing. No news is good news, So,
That's true. I'll go for that any day of the week.
Yeah.
I will tell you that right now, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come up with anything interesting record-wise lately?
Well, I got one. I found it it was a Walmart $5. I found it in the $1.99 bin at Goodwill.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
I found the very best of ELO.
Ah, love ELO.
My wife and I used to listen to that, and she passed away, and I got rid of a lot of her stuff, and I just had to have a little bit of it. So other than that, that's really about it. Yeah.
Awesome. ELO, in the 70s, when you and I listened to that stuff brand new, and I picked up on that Beatle influence pretty much right away. And I think John was the one that said, we maybe would have ended up like this if we kept going. And I'm like, that's a pretty damn good compliment, coming from him. Yeah. Saying that. And hello, Tim.
Hey,
how are we doing?
Hello, Jeff.
Hey.
Yeah, hello, everyone.
So,
some classic
when Secret Messages came out in '83, and after, I think it was right after Rock and Roll is King came out, And it was like shortly after that came out on the radio, I remember the DJ on the station goes, "Well, guys, ELO has disbanded." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I said, I was just getting into this stuff. And then well, you know, it was true but not true. But what was it? Calling America? What I can't remember. Balance of Power, I think that's it. And then yeah, and I like that song. And there was something else off of that album. I can't remember, but it was just three of them. And then
it was getting to be a solo anyway.
Yeah. Now I don't know. I can't remember who streamed when they brought up ELO Part 2, and I'm like,
probably Ethan's
jokes.
Yeah, probably Ethan.
And I'm like, the thing is, they did one good song, and it's like they took it right straight out of the Jeff Lynne playbook, Calling All Honest Men. And I'm sitting here, and when I first heard that, I'm like, ELO's back together. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That don't sound like Jeff. What's the deal here? And I'm like, oh, but that caused a big stink anyway. And then I'll admit, I never heard the Zoom album. I need to get the Zoom album because George and Ringo are on it too.
It's a single, but that's it.
Yeah, mostly Jeff Lynne on that one. Like you said, it's a whole solo thing now. And I'm trying to remember the single from the last album. I'm like, it was good. I just didn't think it was great. But I'm still glad Jeff's doing it. Hi, Edward. So
it's on par with the last couple ELO albums, I think, or maybe even better. But that's not saying that much, in my opinion.
I think isn't there like one more? It was Jeff Lynne, and I think one more. The guy that plays keyboards, I think.
Oh, Richard Tandy.
Yeah, Richard Tandy's with him sometimes.
Yeah, and a couple other people, and that's all. You know, he plays
somebody. No, it's okay. Sorry, Jeff. Keep going.
That's okay. I think Jeff Lynne plays most of the instruments in the studio. And then he has a group for the tours.
Yeah. I can't remember who brought this up on stream in the last week, but I kind of have to agree. I think maybe Tim. I think you were in on this one too. Whoever brought up the bands that have like no original members or one, and you're just sitting here bare bone. It's a bare bone lineup. And it's like, what's the point? I mean, honestly, what's the point?
That's most of the 60s bands. I mean, the last 10 to 20 years. You know, and I think I brought up the point of it doesn't really matter. Like in the late 90s, the Box Tops got together, all five of them, and went on tour, but who really cared? I mean, they just want to see how it's built anyway. So, okay, it is all five original Box Tops, but it didn't really matter.
I would have loved to have gone to that tour. Seriously. I have a goofy ass Box Top story, actually. This is what's funny. So this is a 90s story. This is a couple years before that, okay? So this is around mid-90s. And so I lived in Northwest Illinois, Chicago suburb, and I remember seeing this small poster. It was about this by this, and it said, this is going to get you, coming to a VFW hall in Woodstock, Illinois, the Box Tops featuring Lenny Longo. And I'm going, wait a damn minute.
How is Lenny Longo?
Yeah, well, I'm going to get to that because I actually know some of this now, but I didn't know then. But I'm like, wait a fucking minute. There was never a Lenny Longo in the Box Tops. I am one of those people that if I'm going to go to a concert, even before the internet, I was researching and shit. Okay, I was. And so what happened though, and I didn't go, of course I didn't go. But the thing was, so also on the poster was a lady. She was there with four guys, and I'm going, wait a minute. I said, this is even getting worse. So to find out after the fact, somebody did go though, and it was to they wanted to tape record it. Maybe they wanted to alert, it's like, hey, this is happening. So the show happened at this VFW. I guess they had like 30, 40 people. That's all that showed up to this Box Tops gig, okay? And so this Lenny Longo was going off and saying, here's a hit we did in 67. And I'm going, oh, shit, not this crap again. And the lady was singing. I'm like, what the hell is this? Yeah, that's great, Tom. So the thing is, all right, Lenny Longo, and I think he's dead. I think I'm not sure. So yeah, it's not like he's going to hear me anyway. Lenny Longo originally, before the Box Tops bit, in the late 80s, early 90s, he was involved in a band that was calling themselves the Comets, as in Bill Haley and the Comets. And the only stretch of the imagination that this Longo got in on was, I'm telling you, there was too many Comets. There was like 7 or 8 lineups, okay, with quasi-legality.
Yeah,
and so the drummer, you're right, the drummer, who was John Bam Bam Lane, he was the drummer of the Comets from 65 to 68. Longo was in that. Yeah. So so believe it or not, Haley did. He's on recordings. Bam Bam is, but it's he went down to Mexico in the 60s and he cut a bunch of records there. And for some reason, Big Joe Turner was down there too. And they cut an album with him. So anyways, Bam Bam was down there. So he's over in the East Coast. Lenny Longo ends up hooked up with Bam Bam Lane. Bam Bam dies. Longo takes it. He's like, Bill, and I think he tried to call himself Bill Haley's Comets, which was a big-ass lie. And at one point or another, and I hope I'm getting my facts right, he even dragged in the keyboard player from 60 to 63. So he's on the Warner Brothers stuff.
Yeah.
And even that guy left. Even that guy left because he's like, we ain't dealing with this shit. And then the courts came down on everybody.
Yeah.
Because of the original Comets. They threw a court and they're like, you can't do it. You can't do it. Longo was getting ready to get sued. Boom, out of there. So how the hell did he go from Haley's Comets to a Box?
I don't know. I mean, Alex Chilton,
the manager of the Tops, was. So the late 60s. Well, yeah, Alex had a fight with this dude, the manager, okay? And that's where they had to dig deep in shit because somebody taped that Lenny Longo show and they sent it to Alex and one of the other members. And they go, this is what's going out there. You need to know. And Alex and the other guy got pissed. And so they started calling and they're like, you may need to reform just to get this title. And so, of course, they win because the manager contested that when everyone left, because Alex left first. And then there was down to one guy. I cannot remember who it was. And when the one guy left, that's how you end up, though, with those goofy-ass Box Top singles, High Records and Stax. There is not one member of the original lineup on those early 70s 45s. It's studio musicians or whoever it was. So that's how Alex and the rest of them got their name back. See, I eventually got to the end of the story. I just was going a long way around.
Well, I also happen to know Alex got paid a crap load of money for that tour. That's the main reason he did it.
Yeah,
I would have.
He got paid. And outlandish. What for him at that time was an outlandish amount of money. Now, keep in mind, he'd been washing dishes not too long before. So for him, it was an outlandish amount of money. So he did it on the proviso that they only did Box Top songs or covers or something like that. He couldn't do like anything from Big Star or anything, he couldn't. So he did it.
That's kind of like a concert tour I went with my fiance. Just like, when the Monkees did the MTV 1986 deal, 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They had the lead singer of Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. They had the lead singer of the Grassroots, and
I saw that tour.
Yeah, and a couple Herman's Hermits.
One, I think it was just the lead guitar player.
Yeah, Leck was his name.
I saw that tour.
Right. Yeah, I saw him in Oklahoma City. They were really nice. I got to shake Mickey's hand and Peter's hand, and Davey wouldn't have anything to do with me. But there you go. But it was a fun concert.
Yeah, it was fun. I mentioned in a stream the other night, Grassroots were terrible.
Yeah.
Everybody else was fine.
Yeah. Or Grassroots.
Yeah, see, Rob Grill's dead.
Yeah, Rob Grill just couldn't stay with the band. When I saw him, he was all over the place, but he wasn't with the band.
Huh. But yeah, see, but that's the other thing. Rob Grill dies. He goes off and in his will said, okay, guess what? Name ownership goes to these guys. And I'm like, but in other words, none of the other members could even attempt. And I'm like, well, in a way, that's not quite fair. But yeah, so it's like Grassroots, that happened. Classics 4, Denny Yost and Classics 4, same thing happened there. I don't want to talk out of turn, but I think now the same thing happened to Poco because Rusty Young was the last one standing and owned the now he's dead. And I mean, I know he still was half chummy with some of them because that last couple tours, Richie Fury showed up, George Gratham showed up, Paul Cotton showed up. So, I mean, they just showed up when they wanted to, and that's great. But I'm led to believe that the band he had is, and they're going out. They're going out as Poco, I guess, pretty soon. And I'm going, no, thanks. I'll just go see Richie solo if he ever does a tour ever again, or anybody else for the like. Because those late '60s to late '70s Poco albums are just great. Although, what's the one with from '89 or '90? Call It Love. I love that album. That whole album. That was
yeah. That's a reunion one.
I was hoping they'd stay longer. But I think they went on one tour and that was it. Everybody split up again. I'm like, damn it. So all those bands have that same scenario.
I think Richie retired. I believe he said he retired. I believe so. Richie Fury.
Yeah. So. Damn it.
So all those guys are getting up. Those 60s guys.
I thought Richie Fury died.
No, he's alive. Yeah, he's a minister. He's still ministering, but he's not doing music anymore in Colorado.
I remember.
So now I'm left with 2 concerts, possibly. Mid-October in Tulsa. And I know some of you guys are going to roll your eyes, but I don't really care. Okay. I guess I'm just going because I'm going to be a sucker. Yes, it's the Never Ending Farewell Tour. I know this. You guys probably already know it's Kiss. I'll go see him again. That would be the 5th time. And David Lee Roth as opener. Now, he's been to a voice coach, and I've heard him, and he's gotten some of his chops back. And I know a lot of you people, I think recently was like, well, he sucked as a singer, but he was great as a showman. Correct. I think that's the only reason why he ever got the Van Halen thing, okay? I know he always would go, wow, or whatever in his pitch that he would do. And I'm like, okay, but we were used to that, okay? But just to hear David sing the Van Halen stuff, and then he's put out 2 different solo tracks. The last one he put out in the last couple of weeks with John 5. Yeah, it's actually a decent song. I'm sorry, I can't remember the title right now. But it was a really good tune. And I was like, he has always picked great guitar players for his solo bands. Let's face it. I mean, obviously Eddie was his own person, but Steve Vai, well, John 5, like I said, that one's an underrated album with Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk could have been a Van Halen track, the way that thing is intense. Jason, well, unfortunately with MS and all that, and other people. I mean, he just knew how to figure it out. Him and Dio always seem to find really great guitar players. It's like shit.
Yeah.
Let's see, Richard, get your camera fixed. Yeah, no shit. We want a turntable set up, Richard.
Yeah. Did you see David Lee Roth's Joe Rogan show?
Hey, that's not Richard. It's Hudson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it was Hudson.
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul, did you see David Lee Roth's Joe Rogan show? His Joe Rogan show?
Yes,
interview?
Actually. Yes.
He looked like he's... he didn't look too good to me. I guess he's going to tour some more, though.
No. Somebody commented he looks like the Crypt Keeper, and I started laughing because I'm like, he's getting there. He's about one step away from being the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh God. Hudson's trolling for Macca. Lennon broke up the beat. Really? You're going to start this shit? You're really going to start? Hey, Richard, get that damn turntable set up.
Okay, really, it was Paul that broke up the Beatles because he's like, we got to go on the road again. We got to tour again, and Lennon's like, oh my fucking God, Paul, shut up about the touring again. We've moved on.
They all broke it up.
It was
everybody knows the Beatles broke up. It was a revenge plot. Sat on an amp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was his best. Yeah. And A Day in the Life is a great song. So there.
So, I'm going to pre-order the 3 CD all from this pass. That's my budget. I am not going to go, and I'm not knocking anybody.
Yes, but I believe it was Paul that was the final nail on the death. Final. You know what I mean. Paul was what broke it completely.
Yeah. But John had already left, though.
Yeah, John quit first.
Yeah.
And they had a meeting.
Yeah, John quit first.
We know what went down now. They had a meeting about doing another album, but Ringo was in the hospital, so it was just the 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And they agreed to do it. They're like, this is a good idea. Let's do another album, and then we'll see. And then, like, a month later or less, Lennon went and did Live Peace in Toronto with Clapton and Andy White and loved it, and then said, screw the Beatles, and came back and said, I'm done, I'm leaving, but don't you dare tell anybody.
Yeah. So...
And that's basically what went down.
They're broke up.
Nobody's fault.
If you look at the way the timeline of events were meant to play out, Let It Be was actually recorded after the White Album. They abandoned that because it wasn't working out. They went and did Abbey Road, and then they went back and put out Let It Be just to, I guess, fulfill the contract. I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
And the movie and everything.
Well, that's
they had a movie contract. So the movie had to come out. So if the movie was coming out, there had to be a soundtrack to the movie. Yeah. Therefore, Let It Be had to come out.
So,
and you know,
so did the rooftop concert actually occur in '69 or was it '70?
Say what?
Did the rooftop concert actually occur in '69 or '70?
Yeah. January 31st, I think, is the date. 30th or 31st, 1969.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it was the last day of the Let It Be sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And then three of them went into the studio in January of '70 just to finish some stuff up. Yeah. George did the solo for Let It Be, and they recorded I Me Mine, and I think they did a little bit of overdubbing on Across the Universe. Yeah. But John wasn't there. He'd been in a car accident.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was all. Mm-hmm.
So here's a thought. So let's say, because I don't really like Phil Spector. I like Phil Spector's early 60s production. I do not like it on this album. Who instead, since George wasn't going to touch it, who instead would you have wanted that mess? Who do you think would have done a better job than Spector? In your opinions, guys. I have a couple Beatle experts up here, and in the
My opinion is it was a mess, and nobody
producer.
Nobody, in my opinion. As much as people don't like what Spector did, you listen to Naked without him, and Naked is a very boring album.
Yeah, I agree. So, I agree with Tim on that.
So if you don't like Spector, it's fine, but he did the best he could with what he had, and I don't think anybody could have done better. Maybe I'm wrong.
I completely agree with everything Tim is saying. I think that I'm one of the few people out there that like the Spector mixes because I like the inclusion of the string section on Long and Winding Road, and when you cut that out, it's not the same frickin' song.
Okay, but Mason, let's ask this for a second to you, okay? Is part of the reason of your loving those mixes, is it partially because that is what you have been used to hearing all these years? Is that why? Because you are comfortable with it. That's the reason.
No, I've actually heard both simultaneously to compare the both. And I gotta say, the original sounded more complete than the Let It Be Naked. The Let It Be Naked sounded like demos of the Let It Be to me, in parts, because certain things that were in the original weren't there, and I think it lacks those things to a degree.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Edward. I know maybe I stretched it on the Beatle expert thing. Okay, I just was throwing out a general question, but don't leave, Edward, unless you want to. That's all I'm saying. I'm not an expert in Beatles. I just, most of us up here love the Beatles. And I think, out of all honesty, they should have just, either A, not released Let It Be at all, or B, have just left it raw and unpolished, just so that I think it still would have sold. I really do think maybe it wouldn't have sold as much, but just out there. It should have just been put out there as is,
Richard,
and let the people figure it out.
Harrison was more talented than Lennon. He said it. Richard. He said it right there. Harrison was more talented than Lennon. Good job.
Shut up, Richard. The Beatles was Paul, John, Ringo, and George, not just Paul. Shut up. I'm not even a big Beatles fan. Okay.
Was the best Harrison album, in my opinion.
Don't make me take out my phone.
Like, I mean, seriously, guys. George Harrison is like freaking God.
Well,
nobody's God.
No.
Paul. There's only one God. No, that's not.
There's only one God.
If another producer would have done it,
he's like God.
If another producer would have gone in and tried to fix Let It Be, they would have for sure had to bring in other musicians, and that wasn't going to happen.
No.
An orchestra or something is one thing, but they would have had to bring in other guitar players, to fix it up into anything, and that wasn't going to happen. And they weren't going to do it. So it was sort of, I mean, I've heard the Glenn John mixes and stuff, and if they were better quality, they would have been okay. Not as good as Let It Be, I don't think, but better than Naked. Naked was just boring. Naked needed dialogue. Naked needed something. It's just a boring album. It might be my least favorite Beatle release ever.
I think Richard might be waiting in the green room.
Well,
I've never heard the Glenn mixes. I've never heard them, and I'll admit that. Well, Richard, I'm not ignoring you, but I don't have enough boxes.
Sorry, Richard. I had to spread my Jesus propaganda. Just kidding. I'm religious.
Hold on, Richard. I may be jumping out here.
But let me ask you this. So I remember, like actually, a certain person is actually bringing up a little bit about this when George walked out.
Paul, Richard can have my spot because I'm going to drop out. Take care, everyone.
Bye,
Mason.
All right. Hey, listen. Thanks for popping.
Bye, Mason. See you in 2 minutes.
Have a good one. All right.
I always have
Appreciate
it.
Yeah, but I was having fun annoying everybody in the green room.
Like my name, Macca?
So how about this? Do you think if George never came back, do you think Clapton would have been in the Beatles?
No.
For that last album?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No.
The Beatles were those 4 guys. They were never going to carry on with 3.
Yeah.
They weren't ever going to get anybody else. I mean, no. But
good answer.
No.
Good answer.
But George would have come back. Ringo would have talked him into it, if nothing else.
It's a good thought,
they
but
were like,
no.
Yeah. I mean, don't forget, Ringo was the first Beatle to leave.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if this is, maybe I'm speculating too much, but I still keep thinking, out of all honesty, I mean, sure, well, I could spit out, just like a whole bunch of us have done for decades, all the what ifs and stuff, but you got to think about this for a minute. Obviously, Brian's death is what started speeding the whole big ball of wax, right? But what if, for example, they would have found, maybe not necessarily Robert Stigwood, but somebody that would have been of competence, that would have been able to recognize the problems between all of them and said, hey, guess what? Well, let's do a couple things first. A, Yoko and none of the other women are allowed in the damn studio. This was a men's club to begin with when you started this in 62 for recording. Secondly, you're all on each other's nerves. You guys have been together for over 10 years, at least the main 3. Maybe it is time for you guys to do a little break, but not necessarily professionally. Go off, each of you do. And I know that George put out, George and John put out their solo albums in 68, 69. But what I think that maybe the manager could have went off and said was, you know what, take a year or 2 off, go do all your damn things. Let's reconvene in 71, 72, have a meeting. Let's see if we can still do it. And if the magic's not there, then we break up. I think that if that option was there, I think all the heads would have been a lot cooler. Yes, legacy would have been diluted possibly, because who knows what would have happened. But if they would have had somebody guiding the ship, I think we could have got at least a couple more years out of them. Seriously, I make it sound like they're pieces of meat, and I don't mean for that to sound like that. They're human beings that have feelings and emotions, obviously, but I think we could have had at least another album or 2 from them that maybe still would have been of at least good quality in the early 70s.
Signing with Klein is what ruined them. That was the end.
Right.
Because Paul wouldn't do it. So that forced Paul to sue the other 3 Beatles. And when that happened, there was no going back. Paul didn't have a choice. He had to do it. After that, it was done. You couldn't.
He should have just sued John.
No, he had to sue all of them.
Paul was smart,
and later, of course, they all admitted they were wrong, and they shouldn't have gone with Klein.
Yep.
So
that's right. That's right. Paul was smart to do that. He didn't want to do it, but he did, and that was the smartest thing he probably could have done, because they would have.
I understand them not wanting to go with Linda's father. I get that. It would have been better than Klein, but I get why they didn't want to do that. But they should have found somebody else. Right. I mean, they were friends with the Stones. The Stones knew. Why didn't they ask them?
Right. I don't get it. I mean, even Mick Jagger told them not to do it, and it's like, if Mick's telling you not to do it.
Yeah, but Stigwood, no on Stigwood as well. There had to be somebody else out there besides those 2 guys.
Has there been anybody that has put out a book on Alan Klein? I do not know. I'd read it if I was curious about it, but
he'd probably be sued instantly.
I have no interest.
Well, he's dead. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but his company still exists.
But his family does. He's dead. One of his.
I have no interest in reading anything. I have no interest in reading anything about Alan Klein.
And one of Alan Klein's
associates. For you saying on you.
Well, I just said that one of Alan Klein's associates was the manager of Badfinger, the guy who stole their money.
Yeah, that worked out well, didn't it?
Stan Polly? I did not know Stan Polly was involved with Klein.
Well, he was kind of an associate, not like a friend, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And I think he. I
like the other one better.
Yeah. I believe the stuff is in his wife's name, so they can't touch it anymore. So he's dead.
Oh,
and his
Betty. Figures. But the first Klein story I remember reading goes back to the early 60s, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And it had to do with Sam Cooke and Bobby Darin separately. And Klein's little shtick was, and this is how he'd hook the line and sinker, and the Beatles fell for it too, was, hey, I can find you, at least for Sam, I think it was $100,000. He goes, let me go through the books. And he's like, okay. Found him a damn $100,000, cut the check for him for $100,000, and said, there you go. And there's going to be a lot more come. And that's how they get sucking. Same thing for Darin. I'm like, and I really wish they would go off and mention about the Stones. Okay. But we know how that ended. And it was just like, I was like, you'd think that somebody would have said, hey, by the way, and maybe they just didn't give a shit because they wanted that 69 contract for even though I don't understand why they did it. It was a 7-year deal.
I read a good book on this. So what they were up against the time limit. And it is actually Lennon's fault that they got screwed because if they would have, they all together owned enough stock to keep they would have still owned their own songs. They all owned enough stock to stop that. But Lennon in one meeting just said, I'm tired of sitting here doing nothing, and left. And as soon as he did that, suddenly his vote was gone and the Beatles lost their songs. They lost everything. And that was Lennon just throwing a little hissy fit. And that's why McCartney doesn't own any of his songs in the Beatles. And that's why Lennon didn't. It's because John got mad at a meeting and walked out.
Yeah.
Damn. Hey, Tim, can you try to find soon, if you can, the name of that book? Because I would like to read it. Like the title of it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what book it was. It might have been might have even been a McCartney biography. I'm trying to I don't remember. But I'll find it.
I like looking into all that hidden shit. You know what I'm saying? I like the behind, like we said before in my last stream, music, business. Everyone forgets to put the dude parts together. They only think of one or the other.
Music business.
It's worse now. Music business is way worse now than it was then. You think that people would have learned by, and the few steps forward that they have taken, like Tom Petty. Tom Petty was a maverick for the music industry. But it's all kind of fallen away again since then.
Paul, please don't say music business.
But
why?
But I mean, I've told this story before. The Goo Goo Dolls in 1996. The Goo Goo Dolls had the #1 song on all of radio in 1996. Name. It was the #1 song on all of radio. They got their first royalty statement from Warner Brothers Records. They'd been on tour for 2 years, blah, 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 blah. They owed Warner Brothers $1 million.
See, yeah, that's the damn
music
game.
business. That's the music business.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know those guys a little bit, and they were going to quit. They were going to quit and just go get a job at a car wash or a gas station and say, screw this, we're done. We got to pay this back somehow. So what did they do? They spent like 3 or 4 years on the road straight just to pay back the money they owed Warner Brothers for having the #1 record for 1996. Ridiculous.
Yes, damn it.
Were you maybe
Sorry,
talking about a couple of
titles?
Oh, it's okay.
Several people in the Peanut Gallery are giving me book titles, and I'm going to write them down.
Well, there was a couple of books about Apple. What were you talking about? That too.
I can't remember what book it was. I'm thinking it might have been a McCartney or a biography.
Well, there was one called The Longest Cocktail Party.
Yeah, no, I haven't read that.
Yes.
There was one called Apple to the Core. Apple to the Core. There's another one.
Apple what?
To the Core.
It may have been Apple to the Core.
Yeah,
because I think I have read that. It may have been
I
read constantly, so remembering where I read something is very hard.
Yeah, Apple to the Core is something else.
It might have been that, but
like the last Beatle, the last Beatle related book, and it did show a little bit of behind the scenes, was the book about Apple and all the mechanics about that kind of stuff in a division of Apple, which actually was a very fascinating read on that, even though that label portion was short-lived, just like Apple Films, and all the other adventures they wanted to do. But yeah, you guys in the Nick Gallery have given awesome title suggestions. I wrote them all down, so I'll have to more future reading. I can never get enough of them or anybody else for that matter, really.
I'm reading a Cheap Trick book right now.
I need a really good book
about a Cheap Trick book.
A Cheap
What's
Trick
it called?
book.
I love it.
Hang on, I'll go. I can't remember. I'll go get it. I found it at a thrift store for like $3.50. It's by Ken Sharp. I got a feeling it's worth a lot of money. I love
Ken Sharp. Tim, I know I'm a pain in the ass. I make you always look for things. He'll probably hate me. I love Cheap Trick, and Tim, who I wish Tim's music would have been on here. He gets to go see him on the 4th of July. They are playing Rockford, and
Reputation is a fragile thing. I guarantee this is way out of print. This is the same guy that writes like power pop books and stuff, and they're worth hundreds of bucks now. I haven't looked this up, but I got a feeling I'm going to be selling this just because I got a feeling it's worth a lot of money. But it's good.
Awesome. I'm writing this down. Yeah, Ken Sharp does excellent work. Didn't he used to work for Goldmine? I think, but what was it? I tripped on. I wish the library would go, because I know I'm the only one that's read this thing about 4 or 5 times in the last close to 10 years they've had it. But that Bubblegum is the Naked Truth book, that damn book was excellent. I want to get like every book in that series that Ken Sharp's involved in. It's like him and his friend, professionally done. I love it.
They're always these limited edition runs, and they always wind up being worth hundreds of bucks on eBay not that long after they're out. I'd love to get the Raspberries book. That's like $300.
I'm ripping it. I think I heard about the Raspberry book. Yeah. I heard about the Raspberry book. I just didn't know about the Cheap Trick book.
I didn't either. And I saw this there, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I would have bought it anyway, but I looked at it and went, I'll bet you this book's worth some bucks. So I bought it. But I would have bought it anyway.
Can anybody recommend a really good Jim Morrison book?
A what book, Richard?
A book on Jim Morrison.
There was one I used to have called "No One Gets Out Here Alive."
Yeah, that's the one I know of.
I heard that one a little like.
That's the only one I remember. Back in
is that Jerry Hopkins? Danny Sugarman?
Danny Sugarman. Yeah, Danny Sugarman.
Okay.
And I think Jerry Hopkins too.
That was a good book,
both of them.
Yeah. I think that might have been the first Doors book I ever read, and I found a paperback of it or something.
Yeah.
That and John Densmore's Riders on the Storm. I read that. And there's another one, but it's maybe Ray. I think I read Ray's book too. Yeah. Ray put a book out.
And then when I was in high school, there were all these rumors about finding this guy in Brazil. And that was only about 7 years after he supposedly died. There was supposed to be this poet living on a mountain in Brazil, writing poetry, had a really long beard. And that was like late 1970s. And I never,
Well, turned out to be
I think truthfully that he took that. I'm not a druggie, okay? So I'm not good at this. I don't know if it was a speedball or whatever, coke and heroin. Is that a speedball, 8-ball, whatever? And Jim never had heroin before, and they hit in a bathroom stall in the nightclub. They drag his body back to the place, throw it in the
That's always been a rumor. It's always been a rumor. It's always been a rumor.
Well, according to American Medical, that count or whatever, the one that was supplying the drugs, that may not exactly be just a rumor, though, Richard. I could see that happening, and then they covered it up. Nobody declared his death for days.
I could see that. I could see something like that. Yeah.
And you see, a couple of years ago, they were going to move his body, and the people that run the and they said no, you can't do that. And why can't we just peek inside? Is anyone there? You know, or there's something you could run over a grave and see if there's something inside. You know, if there's a body. Right. You know.
Thanks, did you get your One Direction record today, Lisa?
I got it, but you know, it's an expensive record. It's an expensive record.
Yeah.
Let's just say, you know, they're sold out of the record, yet they still have. Makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
They're sold out of something website and not have it in stock.
Yeah.
Instead of leaving it up there and having people continue to buy it and then tell them months later, I'm sorry, the item you purchased is now canceled. Yeah, that's happened to me before.
See, that's some scamming.
Mm-hmm.
That's scamming shit.
Yeah, well, I never got an email telling me what I got was canceled by Paul McCartney's website, but it's been a year since I ordered it. So
my item was canceled and they were going to refund me. This was the second time I tried to order this item from a different website. Deep discount at first canceled on me.
Yeah.
And now it was Amazon, which kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been real happy with eBay.
I got some stuff.
I bought a bunch of nice stuff off of eBay. I like eBay myself.
Yeah, I
What's
saw
the last
on
thing
eBay,
you got from
but
eBay?
no.
Oh, just a lot of different things. I just ordered I found an English copy of Bill Bruford's autobiography, the drummer. You know, he's the original drummer from Yes.
I'm sorry. Bill Bruford. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah,
and just a lot of used CDs and stuff like that. Yeah,
nice.
Different things, movies and whatever. I like to be real careful with my money. You know, try to find it the cheapest. Yeah.
Right. And I gotta cool my jets a little myself.
Yeah, you know, that's just what you do.
Yeah, money don't grow on trees. I wish it did.
Especially when you're older. Especially when you're older.
Mayo says Lennon would have gotten around to H on his own eventually. Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Cold turkey has got on the run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Mayo's here.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about John, this guy always shows up. Here, come up and defend
Bruford,
your
what a hell of a drummer. Yes.
Doesn't need defending, Richard.
Sorry,
come up
Tim.
and say how great John is, Joe.
Come up, Joe. Unless you have to work tomorrow.
Here, let me pull an invite. Come on, Joe, for a few. I'm probably going to keep this stream going for about 15, 20 minutes, guys, because I got to get up early in the morning. But hang on. I'm going to throw an invite one more.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Teletubbies.
Oh, no. He's going to come up and say how great John is. No, I have to.
Hey.
Oh, shut up.
Now I have to defend.
How can a person be a Beatles fan and not like?
Well, Richard's a convenient Beatle fan. He's a fan when he
be a Beatles fan and not like the guy that founded the group. It was his band
originally. Yeah.
Richard's not very.
Without John, there wouldn't have been the Beatles. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. There's not even a chance that there would have been.
You know, Richard kind of took his education and threw it down the toilet.
Paul joined John's band.
We only have up to next to Paul. We only have 8 John Lennon albums to enjoy. Only 8 of them.
Yep.
And you have all those other Paul records. And, it's almost depressing.
Yep.
You know.
I
like your new
when Lennon came back.
I like your new record store video, Joe, with Dawn. That was good.
Yeah. Now, what'd you say,
When
Paul?
did you do that? Was that in the last day or two?
Yeah.
I'll have to check. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that was the vinyl ones. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just remember though when I found out that Lennon came back, and I was almost 13, and I was so damn excited because I'm like, oh shit, he's back, because I knew about that exile that he did for himself, and I'm just like, of course that time I'm like, I wonder what brought it. Even at 13, I'm like going, I wonder what brought him back. Yeah, and I kept thinking, I guess he just needed a break like everybody else, and I enjoy that record. I mean, at least the John stuff, but I enjoy that record. I like his tracks on Milk and Honey, and I think that it would have been an interesting 80s for him.
Yeah,
I really do think that. I would have loved to have seen him on that world tour.
Yeah, well, I think I've said this a couple other people, but I was a young DJ in 1980. And I remember that night, December the 8th, at the station I lived at, we shut off at 11 o'clock. And I remember coming out of the 10 o'clock news, and it said, the Associated Press wire said, there's a report that John Lennon's been shot. And I said, huh? And I played a bunch of songs, and nobody knew anything until like midnight, our time. See, he was already gone, but nobody knew anything until 11:30, 12 o'clock. I had to do the last hour of my show that evening, knowing that he was probably already gone.
Damn.
But I still remember that. Even to this day.
I remember that night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I remember reading some of the reviews. Yeah, that night.
Yeah, my friend Ray was watching Monday Night Football. I was studying for a test. I was my first year of college. I was studying for a test, and my friend Ray called, and it was my parents were pissed because the phone rang at like 11:30 at night, and our phone didn't ring at 11:30 at night. Mm-hmm. And I just walked into their bedroom. They were already to bed, and I was like, somebody shot John Lennon. He's dead. And I walked out of the room, and they were like, oh. They knew, they knew. And I listened till at 4 o'clock in the morning to the local FM station who just played Lennon and the Beatles.
Yeah.
Till 6 o'clock in the morning. I only got a couple hours sleep. Then at 6 o'clock in the morning, the program director came in and said, look, dude, and he wouldn't leave. He's like, I'm taking the next shift too. The guy wouldn't leave. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you got to play something else. So he played Funeral for a Friend by Elton John. Then he went back to Lennon and the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had the Associated Press wire was alive that night. They said they played every interview that existed going back to the 60s. And it was just, I stayed out to my station about 2 o'clock that morning, just listening to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It was a sad, sad day.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. You remember What If, but then,
that's, Right. In another musical universe, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we don't have a tune to that.
No.
Yeah, John, I cried when I was, like I said, I was 13. I cried.
The next morning, I did.
Hi, Mike.
Because they showed that Good Morning America and all the, the clips, and I didn't want to see that. They played yesterday, showing clips of John and Paul, and here they came.
Yeah, it changed my life because I went to college the next day. I failed my test, and within a week, I left college because nobody understood why I was so depressed and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here, and I left. And so it changed my life.
Yeah. In the year 2000, the BBC did a poll of I think the 50th greatest living Britons. And you know who was number 9? Number 9. His last name was Lennon. I think Paul was like 49, but John was number 9 with the greatest living Britain, according to a BBC poll. Up there with teens and
I think.
But
I mean,
you know,
even when George died, I didn't cry, and I think the reason why I didn't is because in a way I knew it was coming.
The reason is because everybody knew George.
We didn't.
Yeah, he was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, he was sick.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that George had.
I wasn't. Of course, I wasn't.
Yeah. He was dying. Mm-hmm.
I cried when Linda died.
I mean, George passed away. George passed away when I was 18, and Linda passed away when I was. So.
You would have been 16.
No, well, 15. I was 15, 98. I was 15. I think she passed away in 98.
Mm-hmm.
98, yeah.
Tim, Linda's surprise. That was a surprise death because I'm like, I didn't think
I heard she was getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no, she wasn't.
She was
George, we knew, but Linda was supposed to be on the mend.
Well, you know, George in the past, which probably contributed to his cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
and Linda, on the other hand,
George
she wasn't
stabbed and almost dying didn't help either.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Paul knew he was gonna die. He just didn't say anything.
Well, you know what? Because the thing about it is, it's the same. It's like with that actor. What's his name? He didn't let him die because he just wanted everybody to just, you know, be cool with him.
Because he said in an article. I mean, in an interview in 2010, the doctor told him that it was by the time they found out it was too late.
That happens.
Yeah.
I have a cousin who's dealing with what Linda had, breast cancer, and they found it at a.
Yeah.
She still has to get chemotherapy and the mastectomy, but you know.
Yeah.
So I know, she's young. She's younger than Linda. She was 30. She was 30 when she got diagnosed, which is pretty rarely. It's very rare to get diagnosed at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Linda, you know, I see the pictures of Linda, like her last. Paul, I think Paul would still be with Linda.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, because Linda was, I think, his one true love. I think Heather Mills was just a distraction. And then I think once he met Nancy, I think he found someone better than Heather Mills. No offense to Heather Mills, but I think she was a distraction.
Oh no, go ahead. No, go ahead. Offend Heather Mills, Lisa. That's totally.
I really think that Heather Mills. Well, she is. And I'm so glad he found Nancy because Nancy seems better than Heather, but you know.
Yeah.
I still love Linda. I still love Linda the most because that was his first love.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Was it his first love? No, we had some other people he was with. Jane Asher. I think he was with Jane.
Well, Jane Asher, but that was like a.
Jane Asher was his only serious girlfriend before.
Yeah.
Other than Linda.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Macamania.
And the thing is, they had careers, so that wasn't going to happen. I guess they just kept it going for a while, but she wasn't going to give him her career. So you blame him? Probably not. That, and I guess he was already sort of cheating on her anyway, from what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard for me to look at those pictures of. It's hard for me to look at those pictures of Linda from the last couple of years. They upset me.
I think she was his ground.
Yeah,
that's what grounded him. You know, just like, you know. Okay, look, you can love or hate Yoko. Yoko was John's muse. Linda was Paul's ground. I think, even out of all honesty, just like Olivia was George's, you know, and maybe Barbara for Ringo, but I mean, they found some people that kept them basic. I think that's great.
Oh yeah,
everybody should have something like that.
I don't like Yoko, but I don't like Yoko, but I know she was
Yoko. Yoko and him had one kid together, and the kid lost his dad very young. Richard, like 5 years old. Just imagine being 5 years old and losing your dad. So you get the check.
Your dad brought you up, who was there every day.
Dad, Richard.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the office like his mom did.
Yeah.
Is Mayo still arguing with somebody about I
know you think Yoko's a bitch, Richard, but Yoko had to raise Sean. She became his mom and his dad for many years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough thing to do, Richard. You wouldn't know because you don't have kids of your own.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know.
You never had to financially break with your own money. Understand what it is? I don't know why I went all Tom Hunyadi on you, but
all right.
Yeah, don't go Tom Hunyadi.
So
don't act like that wanker. I don't want to talk about him.
Interesting,
but I had to.
Beatle-related fact.
Okay.
Before I close the show for today.
Okay.
So this is courtesy of Neil Ratner Rock Doc from Facebook. On this date in 1969, George, Paul, and Ringo were in the studio working on the song Golden Slumber / Carry That Weight. John Lennon had been in a car accident the day before and wasn't present. This song was based on a 17th century poem by Thomas Dekker called Golden Slumbers. Kiss Your Eyes. Paul McCartney wrote this on his stepsister's piano. He saw the song Golden Slumbers in her songbook and, unable to read music, made up his own using most of the original lyrics. The song took 15 takes before the group was satisfied with the result. I really love you guys. I love my people up here. I love my peanut gallery. And mostly as of late, I really adore this one.
Ooh,
I love almost everybody.
She is my new one. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that I have started last stream, and I am going to bid you all adieu. Once again, thank you all for being here. I am hoping, if anybody is bored, probably in the middle afternoon of the 4th. I know it's the 4th of July. People will be busy, and that's fine. I may shoot in the middle of the afternoon before all the boom, boom, booms. But once again, guys, thank you for all coming here tonight. And to my goth angel, I love you. I miss you.
Bye.
I hope to see you come home.
Bye.
See you guys.
See ya. Hunyadi's a wanker. Bye.
Thanks.
Don't say that. He's a nice guy to me. Don't say that.
Bye, Hunyadi's a wanker. Bye.
No. Everybody is love. Nobody's a wanker. Shut up, Richard. Everybody have a good day.
I'm still got you two on here. I just decided to end the broadcast. I guess because I am going to end it in a minute. You guys doing all right? And quit calling people wankers, Richard. You wanker. You got that stereo system up. Do you have
how have you been, Richard? Paul? How have you been, Paul? I saw your picture from you at Walmart. The picture that you
Thank you. You know, that was from 9 years ago. That was Walmart World. That's where that came from, which is, of course, our in-house production. And I worked at Store One. Now, it's not the original Store One like people think. It's actually the third incarnation of the first store. The funny part about that first store, though, guys, not that anybody gives a shit, the first store is actually an antique mall here in town. It's only a couple minute drive from here. And so every time I get to go in there, Yeah. So every time I get to go there, actually I found some pretty good records over the last couple of years in this place. And, so I try to imagine, because it was the building from 62 to about 1990, roughly. That was where Walmart was in this
Mayo and Bullfighter are going at each other.
No, because the broadcast is over. There is no more going over. But the thing is that You know what? Out of all honesty, it has been a lot more improved, guys, over the last couple of weeks in my life personally. Obviously, I showed you one reason, but I mean, my kids and my grandkids. I got a new grandbaby. I'll show you a picture. Here's William. Yes, he's my 7th grandchild. It is born to my youngest daughter, Brittany. Yes. So, I hope to go see him maybe on one of my few days off coming up here.
You're probably one of those grandpa that spoils him. You probably get him a bunch of Walmart items.
Well, within reason. Now, I mean, of course. Would you rather spend money on records or stuff for the grandchildren? Stuff for the grandchildren any day of the week. That is a hands down. Of course.
Yeah, you buy the grandkids.
Keep the screen going for a few more minutes.
Yeah, I have nephews.
For a few more minutes, Paul.
Yeah.
I have nephews. I have nephews, Paul, but teenagers. They don't. So you just give them.
I thought I was gone. The timer's still going.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah, wait a minute. Keep this going for a few more minutes. This peanut gallery is entertaining. Let's keep this going for a few more minutes.
You know what, Bob 686? When you have kids, when you have grandkids, and you see how cute they look in items and clothing, you want to buy them more. Like, I'm sure it's
I am so stupid. Man, the psycho is stupid. I thought I shut everything off. Now I feel bad. Unintentionally kicking the other two. I didn't mean to kick them out. We're all still here.
Look at this peanut gallery. This is some good shit right here. Leave us going for a minute.
Yeah, Bullfighter and Mayo. Bullfighter and Mayo are having their own moment.
Yeah.
Olay.
Oh no, Mike and Joe.
It's Mike, Joe, and Bullfighter.
Are they the same people?
They're fighting over. They're fighting over Lennon using heroin. They're fighting over Lennon using heroin. They're fighting over Lennon using heroin. That's what they're fighting over.
Oh, we got bigger things.
Ladies and gentlemen, this live stream will be sent. Oh my God, will be sent to the Live Stream Hall of Fame for future consideration. I could see it now. I wish I had an envelope. The award for shittiest live stream of 2021. Psycho Splatters, July 2nd.
The shittiest stream in the world goes to Paul Psycho Splatter.
Oh God, guys.
You might as well flush it down the toilet. Oh wait, it's not flushing down the toilet.
And Paul send me a digital copy. Oh, I don't even want to look at it again. I do keep these streams up, guys, and there's a good reason why, because I like to try to keep people coming here. I am in contact with several small businesses. I'm hoping sometime here in the month of July, I don't want to open my mouth too wide, but I'm hoping to have a unpaid sponsor of just the live streams only. That'll be interesting. Sponsor? Yes.
Yeah, get Richard.
I hope.
You know why I don't keep my streams up, Paul?
Why? Because you play music.
So I can't. I don't want someone watching my streams again and be like, "Oh, she let a guy with the N-word come on her stream." So I delete him.
I'll give
he
you.
He didn't come live on my stream. He was in a peanut gallery.
One of the companies kind of powers the show, if you get my drift. That's your hint. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully by the end of the month, maybe I'll have some better answers on all this.
Who's the answer, I wonder?
Huh?
Because when your channel is big, you get all these like sponsorships. When a channel makes a lot of subscribers, and then they start getting people that want to sponsor them. That's a big deal.
Right. I mean, I'm not like Richard who whores his I'm not like Richard who whores for all his subscribers. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, unsub Richard the Music Maniac after this podcast.
No,
you are so.
No,
let's see what you're at, Richard. Hang on a minute.
Subscribe to Richard the Music Maniac and unsubscribe to Tom Hungali.
No,
quit hating on Tom. Quit hating on anybody, guys. I hate this when people hate people. I just do. I know you're kidding. I think. Are you kidding?
I'm having some issues with Tom Hungali, but I'm not going to say anything.
That's smart. That's smart.
I love everybody. I love everybody pretty much in the vinyl community. There are some people that I wish would just go into the ocean and end up in Japan and never come back.
592 subs. Unsubscribe.
Come on, guys. If 92 of you unsubscribe, he'll be back to 500.
Who would that be, Lisa?
Well, you know who unsubscribed you? My mom.
Why?
Because she did. I managed to subscribe to her.
Mom.
Well, what? No, wait. That was.
Wait. Let me say.
Well, that wasn't what I was asking, but okay.
He's investigating.
I was interested.
He's investigating all the bullshit.
I need that one. I need that one. Where did you get that? I need that.
Mom.
You don't need this. I'm the Snoopy fan around here. You stay out of this. What?
Hello, Tom. Yes, that's exactly right. Bring up Tom's comment.
No, unsub him. No, unsub Tom. No, unsub him.
He's got more subscribers than you. Go figure that one out.
Tom's a wanker.
The only wanker I know lives in Pennsylvania. And it is Captain Spaulding's record, nor Bean.
Tom's a wanker. He gets upset when people send people gifts.
Look, Richard, we will accept the fact that you are the VCLT sugar daddy, that all these people send you gifts. We'll accept the fact that you might be, getting some things on the side for these gifts. We're not.
Lisa, if anybody sends you any gifts, you better send them back to this guy. Lisa, if anybody sends you any gifts, you better send them back because this guy will come on your stream and accost you.
He doesn't care, but he doesn't care what happens to me because I'm not getting gifts every week like you.
Yeah.
Unlike you, I get gifts once in a while. I don't get gifts every week. I'm not going, here, I'll show you my boobs. Give me some gifts. No, I don't do that. You probably do. You show your...
No, I don't do it. No.
You're lucky this box.
I tell people they don't have. I tell people they don't have to send me stuff.
I know, Richard, but you got a charming personality, Richard. They all want to send you. They all want to send you stuff.
Tom.
Whatever, Tom. Whatever, Tom. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it on here on Paul's stream. So
good, don't. I don't want any. I go for the most minimal nonsense shit. I do this at work. People at work, I think, really can either hate me or love me because I'm like, I tell my associates, I tell some of my customers, I go for the most minimal nonsense in a damn work day here. If I can get it to single digits for percentage of nonsense, I'm winning, ladies and gentlemen. But people, okay, this is not everybody. I probably like half of my customers and the other half are dumb idiots. They are. I mean, I will explain things to them. I will explain it kindly the first time because that's my job. If you come out after the second or third time, now I'm pissed. And it's like you get the slightly acidic, sarcastic, but you don't know I'm being sarcastic. People tell me I'm great after I insult them and they don't even know it. That's the fun part. And I'm like,
I love that. Don't you? I love that one. I love that when I insult people and they don't even know I'm insulting them. I like that.
It's like winner or what? No, wait a minute. What did Charlie? Yeah. Winning. Winning. Yeah, he was so 2015. I don't or whatever the hell that scandal. I'll tell you. Boy, you're right. Everybody over here in the peanut gallery, Richard is triggered. It doesn't take very much, though, does it? Does it, Richard? Does it?
No, I'm cool. I'm not gonna. No, I'm cool. I'm not.
See, wait till you get in your 50s, Richard. Okay, when you don't really give a fuck. I mean, now don't get me wrong.
Oh, I don't give a fuck now, but I'm not gonna mess up your stream.
Thank you. And so the thing, what I'm saying is, is that my world, I mean, I've got a handful of friends outside of my circle, okay? And you guys here in the peanut gallery and in the studio audience and everybody that I get to interact with, like Rachel, Joe, okay, what was it? I was on Starman's one last night, Ethan, Ron Baudry's, a few other ones. Even Lisa and Richard, of course, you guys have all been so kind to me. And I'm not kissing ass here. I'm being honest. You guys, like I said, you and Richard and Mason were my original quartet, and how I got into all of this streaming bit.
Let me tell you something, Tom. Tom, you're completely right, Tom. Every gift that I get from people, I play it.
Mail, I invite out there. I'll do it again, but I really do have to get going like in about 15 minutes here, max. I didn't know I left the camera on and stuff. That's my fault. I'll admit this. I will admit my sins.
That's happening.
I thought I shut this thing off, but
that's happened.
I'm glad to see you 17 people out here.
That's happened to me before, Paul. I forgot to turn off my recording for an audio, and I left it on for like 15. I left it on for like an hour of me snoring. Oops.
Well, I'm very thankful for every gift. I'm very thankful for every gift I get, Mike. I do a big special video.
Yes. Every gift that I've gotten, Tom, I pretty much have played every gift I've gotten because that's the whole point of it. People give you these gifts because they want you to use them. They don't want you to just, collect them and.
Now that I have a record player, I'm gonna be playing them.
Richard has a record player. No, Richard's come to his record store and have him hook it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I could have helped him. I could have done it in like.
Joe, I put up the link. If you're seeing this, I put up the link. It's in there. I just posted it like a minute ago.
There's the link right there, Joe. I can see it.
Come on, Joe. You and
come on up if you like. I'm only going to do this for about 15 more minutes, and then I'm shutting it down for real because I really need to get moving here. It's my fault. I mean, that's okay. I love having you guys here. So this, I guess, was bonus time. I just feel bad for Tim Allen and who else was on here? I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so lost. Anyways, I feel bad for them because they probably think I'm excluding them, and that wasn't the case. It's like, oops, shit. So my bad on this. But yeah. So I mean, it's like being here in the VC to me is a huge part of my life. I really do. Love being here, interacting with everybody. And yes, I still like to do episodes. Of course, a lot of people have noticed it's been review episodes that have been short. And well, I just like putting those out there, which the next review episode will be the new Styx album, Crash of the Crown. That is should be here to me in the next couple days. So I'll be reviewing the new Styx, and that'll be the next one on that. But I do love doing these streams. Maybe I'm just being a little lazy, okay? And I know it's not easy to make some of these streams, okay? But
no, it isn't.
I would rather do these, than some of my other episodes. But I like doing the episodes too because I know some people don't have the patience to put up with me for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5, 3. I think I did a 3.5 hours.
Put up with me for an hour and a half.
And I try to shorten these things now. Yeah, that's true. So, because even I can't put up with me more than you should hear me in my head. I'm lucky I could put up with myself all day. I'm being very serious.
Really, yeah. I mean,
well, no,
Paul, really, yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
all right, I'll tell everybody out there because this isn't a secret. But the fact of the matter is that I have attempted since probably the mid 2000s to be on some type of medication, and nothing works. That's the truth, guys. I have taken prescribed, timed medicine. I've never went cold turkey on anything. Nothing has worked. Okay. And I just,
I'm sorry about that.
No, guys. I'm not saying it for sympathy. I'm just being honest.
No, I know. I get it. No. Luckily, I found the right medication. Luckily, I found the right medication that works for me. But I know some people never find the right stuff that helps to help.
Right. And I'm glad that works for you. Like I said, what it all stemmed down to, guys, and I think I might have briefly touched on this once. In the summer of 2009, I almost died. Now, I know that I don't know if the family really knows that, but it would have been purely by accident. And if she did not come back to turn me over, I maybe would have been dead. I would have pulled a Jimi Hendrix, which, of course, would not have been good because then I would have left my kids being fatherless and they were still young. And so that one is on me. I was a dumbass. I was not intending on offing myself. It would have been accident. But the thing is, part of the equation was those meds. And I just decided, I said, you know what? I'm just going to have to live with this for the rest of my life. Oh, Richard's gone now. And that's it. And so the thing is, I know you people out there, I know you're going to be like, duh, of course it is. But all of our lives are a thing of highs and lows. And you try to get more highs than lows in life, okay? But there's just certain things that happen. Sometimes it's of your own fault, and sometimes it is. I do believe in external forces, guys, okay? I try not to let things, this is what I brought up about being in my 50s. I try not to let things get to me too much. I'm a yeller more than anything else, okay? I've been like that for decades. But I think because I've got my kids, because I've got the grandkids, because I've got my new love of my life as well, and God, I'm a Christian, but I guess I'm a crummy Christian. I try to do the best I can with what I got. I think I've said this before, and I know I'm going a little too long, but Christianity is like riding a bicycle. Now, I know some of you people are going to go, what the hell's he talking about? So you start riding your bike, right? You just imagine you're a kid. Imagine you're 10 years old. So you're riding a bike and you start out from your house, okay? And you want to go to the grocery store or your best friend's house. So that's the end of it, right? So let's say that is the end of your life, is that end of the destination, okay? So you're riding your bicycle. Now you don't have your training wheels anymore. You're completely off. You are free-forming. Straight down. So you're on this bike, which is your newfound faith, okay? And so you're riding that bike as forward, as straight as you can. But guess what? Shit happens in life. Potholes, cars, running across, stupid stuff like that. So it makes you fall down. Well, if you fall down and you hurt yourself and you skin your knee or you break a bone or something, does that mean you're never going to get on the damn bike again and never ride a bicycle and you're like, screw this, I'm not doing this again? No. So in other words, in life, you sin or you do stuff that you shouldn't be doing or whatever, and you ask for forgiveness, get back on the bicycle, and you keep going. And you're going to fall a bunch of times in your whole entire life, but you just ask for that forgiveness. And then guess what? You're at the friend's house, wherever it means something to you, the end of your life is there. And you know what? If you're all good with yourself at the end, I have regrets, but I think I'd be okay. If I were to suddenly go tomorrow, I'd be okay. So what I'm saying is that you just try your best with what you have. Now, I know that was a little Dr. Phil-ish, wasn't it? It's not about the truth.
This is for you, Paul.
It's not about
this is for you, Paul. This is for you, Paul.
What'd you say?
Regrets.
I have a lot of regrets already. I'm only 20.
But I did it.
I'm only 29 and I have a lot of regrets already.
Frank Sinatra speaking my way. You know what, Paul? Because I used to be that way, Paul, back in the day. I used to have points where I wanted to, go away. And so one day I took a bunch of, sleeping stuff, right? So my dad's waking me up. And my dad's like, she's not waking up. And then 2 hours later, I wake up. My dad threw my sleeping pills in the trash. So I know how it is to just want to go away forever and just never come back. I feel like you have. I was 27, Paul. If I would have been successful at 27, I wouldn't be sitting here talking with you and Richard. So that was a big wake up call for me. That was a very big wake up call.
I was never quote suicide. I was never quote suicidal. Like I never tried to kill myself. But I was at a point in my life where I was like, I didn't care if I lived or died. If I died, like whatever, I don't care.
Yeah,
I didn't want to. Like I didn't want to live anymore, but I wasn't going to kill myself. But like if I died, it just like I didn't care. Like.
Oh, but you know what's the main thing? Let me tell you something. The main thing is I'm glad that you and Paul are still here because you guys deserve to be here. You got so much more to offer the world.
Thank you, Lisa.
You do.
That's right for all of you guys out there. Can I mention something to all of you? I know that some of you people know me and some of you people don't know me, okay? But I want to offer this out to all you guys, okay? If you guys care to share about anything whatsoever, you guys can obviously reach out to me on Psychos Platters over on Messenger. You can go off to Psychos Platters on Facebook. Hell, you can even go to Paul Pease on Facebook. That's my name. I will do the best I can to listen or read whatever you got going. And I will do that the best I can. I know my life gets busy sometimes, in fact, extremely busy, but I do want to be able to bend it here to anybody that cares to bend it. Okay. That didn't sound right, but I know where I was going on that. And because we are all here for something. What our purpose sometimes is unknown, but we're all here anyway. See, you didn't expect me to get all philosophical and theological in the last few minutes, did you? Well, that's because none of you people knew that in 1985, I studied for a year to be a Lutheran minister. That's right. It would have been Pastor Paul Pease. How about that for a scary thought? So to go from Pastor Paul Pease to psycho, it was a 30-something year transformation. So we're going to try this again. Now, Joe went off and said here, he goes, maybe I can continue a live stream for an hour or so if Richard and Tom join. So guess what, Mean Mr. Mayo, Joe, why don't you do that, please, over on your channel? Because we do love you and your channel. And I think you guys are going to have an enthralling discussion. But I do have to head out of here. And I'm going to try this one more time. So, yes. So to this wonderful woman here, Cough Angel, I love you. I miss you. I want everybody to have a great 4th of July. Again, please don't blow off your fingers or any other extremity with fireworks. Here is a psycho tip. Please do not put a cat chaser up your ass and light it because a friend told you to while you were working at 2 a.m. Because as the song goes, ladies and gentlemen, nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m.
No, that's when all the fun stuff happens, Paul.
No, not
Why do I see in Pennsylvania? There's gonna be some. It's just another day. Do. Just another day.
No. Don't think twice. It's just